Video log Team D. In this section of the presentation regarding business ethics, we have chosen to focus on two companies that have very different business ethics. The first company is Lush, a business which sells handmade cosmetics and is regarded as a very ethical company due to their support to charitable organisations. The other company we're going to use as an example is the clothing store Primark, which among other things are known for their bad working conditions in factories around the world. The Guardian has given this definition of what being an ethical company should entail. A truly ethical company will be one that is not causing damage to the environment, exploiting its workforce by paying low wages, using child labour, or producing products which are harmful or dangerous.
Primark is a European firm that is well loved and known for its low prices while keeping up to date with the latest high street fashion. Primark have openly expressed that they are proud of their ethics, including how they aim to promote women's health within the workplace, their code of conduct in which employee satisfaction is at the core of their interests, and they have external advisors that come into their factories throughout the world to carry out inspections to ensure that they meet the required standards. However, through further research, it has appeared that Primark have gone against their business objectives, which were to deliver fast fashion without breaking its ethical code or exploiting its workers. If Primark were promoting women's health and offering health education in factories, then why should they deny them that privilege of having female toilets? Instead, all workers are having to share one facility, which not only invades personal privacy, but is also unhygienic. As stated in the BBC article, Primark's code of conduct says its clothes should be made in a safe and hygienic conditions. However, recent articles can confirm that their working conditions are in fact the opposite. Multiple workers have said that the factories had no heating, and in one instance their staff kitchen was so unclean that they had to eat their lunch in a pile of Primark clothing. An example of Primark's illegal employment process was found in a BBC article and was in Manchester when Zahid Sarwar was hired without even being asked her name. Zahid, along with thousands of other workers, are innocent victims of Primark for not following their code of conduct. The Dublin firm promised the workers a living wage. However, they are working a long and gruelling 12 hours a day for a measly £3.50 an hour. Apart from moral implications, this unethical scandal should make the public question all that goes on with discounted clothing.
Lush are a cosmetic retailer which sell hair and beauty products made from natural and fresh ingredients in packaging which is environmentally friendly. Nowadays, the public expect the retailers they buy from to be ethical, at least to some extent. Lush have a green policy in which they state that the core of our physiology is based on the highest level of ethical standards with the lowest possible impact on the environment. Lush can proudly say that they comply with the requirements of an ethical company. They believe in trading fairly, fair treatment of staff, and protecting both the environment and animals in the process of making and selling their products. Lush fights against animal testing by joining campaign groups to help raise awareness to the public in an attempt to eradicate it completely throughout the world. As mentioned in their green policy, Lush's founding values are based around avoiding damages to the environment. For example, many of their products are naked, a term used by the company to describe products which are produced so they can be sold without the need for packaging, making them very eco-friendly. Another example of Lush displaying ethically correct behaviour is through their creation of body cream products in which 100% of the proceeds go to charities, grassroots organisations and campaigns which help animal protection, the environment and human rights around the world. In doing this, Lush as a company are rewarded in many ways. For example, it can give them a competitive advantage as customers are more inclined to buy more from Lush as they are aware of the positive things they do for the environment and for their workers. Also, in being ethical, a positive work environment will be created, which is the case for Lush. This rewards the company by creating a team of loyal staff who are happy and productive in their work.
The topic of globalization is one in which causes great debate and causes great impact. Whether this impact is viewed as being positive, for example the creation of jobs in less developed countries of the eradication of cultural barriers, or negative, for example the effects to the planet or the effects to smaller businesses, there is no doubt that the topic of globalization is a topic which strongly impacts each person on this planet each and every day. Globalization has been a great part of the world society since times of ancient civilization, and it is certain that this impact will continue as time goes on. Positive effects of globalization, the creation of jobs in less developed countries. Many argue the point that globalization creates more jobs than it destroys. It can be argued that globalization creates job opportunities due to the fact that as a company expands globally, workers are needed locally from specific countries. Therefore, people are no longer recruited with the sole requirement of working for the company, but they're also required to be able to provide an efficient service by speaking the native language. Thus, job opportunities are created for those native to the country in which the company is relocated to.
Globalisation brings the opportunity of ending social and cultural differences in people and the elimination of cultural barriers with cultural intermingling. Globalisation stamps out cultural differences within the country, making people accepting of each other. Globalisation allows for the experience of new ideas, trends and different belief systems within the country. This is because people are able to expand their knowledge and understanding in many areas such as political, economical, technical and social. The negative impacts of globalisation affects the smaller businesses. Job losses can occur for the people in smaller firms. Several people would be more likely to look for a job in well-known companies that have years of experience in businesses and has a once-wide reputation rather than a small local firm.
Effects to the planet. Due to globalization, various hazardous chemicals have entered into the soil. This toxic waste can lead to devastating damage to plants by interfering with their genetic makeup. Greater pressure on the available land resources has came about too as a result of globalization. Mountains are being cut away to make way for a passing tunnel or a highway. Vast barren lands have been encroached upon to pave way for new buildings. Although new buildings and roads seem like a good thing to most people, these innovations can have long-term effects on the environment. Various studies over the years have found that plastic is one of the major toxic pollutants, as it is a non-biodegradable product. Despite this, plastic is of immense use when it comes to packaging and preserving goods that are to be exported. This has led to increased use of plastic, causing widespread environmental pollution.